It was cold, bitterly cold. Asterisk the kind of cold that gnawed at your skin and settled into your bones. It was nearly midnight, and the streets of the city were empty except for a lone man in a worn leather jacket. Hurrying home after his second shift at the gas station, asterisk Eli Turner, 42, was a man of few words and a quiet strength. A widowed single father of one, he worked long hours to support his 8-year-old son. Jake, life hadn't been fair to Eli, but he kept moving because he had no other choice. Asterisk as he cut through a narrow alleyway behind the grocery store something. He did every night to save 5 minutes. He heard something that stopped him in his tracks. Asterisk a whimper, then a cough. Eli turned his head and squinted through the shadows. Asterisk there. Near the dumpster, huddled behind a pile of old boxes, were 2 little girls. They couldn't have been older than 6, curled up together, their knees pulled to their chests, barefoot, dressed in torn pajamas, and shaking. Eli's heart thudded in his chest. He approached slowly, raising his hands to show he meant no harm. Asterisk hey. There, he said gently. It's okay. I'm not going to hurt you. What are you doing out here? Asterisk. The girls looked up. Identical faces, freckled, dirt-smudged, and terrified. One of them clutched the other tightly. Asterisk, the braver one, whispered, Please don't take us back. Please. Eli knelt in front of them, stunned. Back where, asterisk? She hesitated. Her eyes welled up with tears, and then she whispered 5 words that hit Eli like a freight train. Asterisk, they locked us in closets. Eli froze. His breath caught. Asterisk, he looked closer. There were bruises on their wrists. Scratches. One girl had a swollen lip. Asterisk, these weren't just kids who got lost. They had escaped something. Something evil. Asterisk, what's your name? Eli asked softly. Asterisk, I'm Lily. That's Lucy, the older twin said. We ran away last night. We've been hiding. Asterisk. Eli didn't hesitate. He took off his coat, wrapped it around both girls, and pulled out his phone. Asterisk, he called the only person he trusted at that hour, Miriam, his elderly neighbor who had watched. Jake, when Eli worked late shifts, Miriam didn't ask questions. When Eli showed up at her door with 2 freezing girls, she simply opened her arms. Asterisk, they made cocoa, bathed the twins, wrapped them in warm clothes. When the girls finally felt safe enough to speak, the story came out in broken pieces between sobs. Asterisk, they had been in foster care. The last home was worse than anything they had known. Neglect, verbal abuse, and yes, closets. Hours locked in the dark as punishment. Asterisk, no one had believed them. So they ran. Asterisk alone. In winter, with nowhere to go. Until Eli found them. Asterisk Eli. Didn't sleep that night. Asterisk, he sat in Miriam's kitchen, watching the girls sleep on the couch, curled up together under a quilt. His heart ached. He thought of Jake safe in bed, loved. Asterisk, how many nights had these girls cried in silence? How many people had walked past and not seen? Asterisk, he knew the system. His late wife had grown up in it. She'd told him stories that kept him awake long after the lights were out. Eli made a decision before the sun rose. Asterisk the next morning. Eli contacted Child Protective Services. Asterisk, he told them everything. Where he found the girls. What they had said. He braced for them to take the twins away. Asterisk. But this time, something was different. Asterisk, a social worker named Carla arrived young, sharp-eyed, and warm-hearted. She listened. She examined the girls' bruises, and she asked careful questions. Face darkened with every answer. Asterisk, I've had my suspicions about that home, Carla admitted. You may have just saved their lives. Asterisk. But rules were rules. She had to take the girls temporarily to the children's shelter. Eli looked into Lily and Lucy's eyes as he buckled them into the car. Asterisk, we'll be okay, right? Lucy asked, her voice trembling. Asterisk, Eli swallowed. I'm gonna make sure of it. Asterisk, as the car pulled away, something inside him cracked open. Asterisk, He wasn't going to let them slip through the cracks again. Over the next few days, Eli did everything he could. Asterisk, he called. He visited. He showed up with care packages, books, blankets, little stuffed animals. He told Carla he wanted to be considered as a foster parent. Asterisk, she hesitated at first. You're a single dad with a demanding job, she said. You already have a son. Asterisk, I'm also someone who knows what it's like to lose family, Eli replied. And I've got room. In my home. In my heart, asterisk, Carla smiled. Then let's start the paperwork. It wasn't easy. Asterisk, Eli had to rearrange his schedule. He took fewer shifts, called in favors. Miriam helped with childcare. Jake, surprisingly, was the most excited. Asterisk, when can they move in? He kept asking. Asterisk, they're cool, he said once. And Lucy likes dinosaurs too. Asterisk, weeks passed. Background checks. Home inspections, interviews, asterisk, and finally one cold morning in February, Carla called. Asterisk, you've been approved. Eli picked up the girls from the shelter himself. Lily ran into his arms. Lucy clung to his jacket like she never wanted to let go. Asterisk, when they entered the house, Jake had made a sign out of construction paper. Asterisk, welcome home, Lily and Lucy. Asterisk, the girls cried. So did Eli. Life changed quickly. Asterisk, there were tantrums, nightmares. Triggers no one saw coming. Asterisk, Lucy would scream if the closet door shut. Lily flinched at raised voices. Asterisk, Eli was patient, got a therapist for the girls, read parenting books at night, sat with them until they fell asleep. Asterisk, he taught them how to make pancakes, taught them how to braid hair. Asterisk, they weren't just healing, they were becoming family. Months passed. One night, as they decorated the Christmas tree together, Lucy tugged on Eli's sleeve. Asterisk, can we stay forever? She asked. Eli knelt beside her, heart full. If I have anything to do with it, yes. That spring, Eli filed to adopt both girls. The court process was long, complicated, but the judge, after hearing everything, smiled and said, Mr. Turner, I can't think of anyone more suited. Asterisk, Lily and Lucy became Lily Turner and Lucy Turner. The day the adoption was finalized, they celebrated with ice cream and dancing in the living room. Asterisk, later that night, as Eli tucked them in, Lily whispered, Asterisk, we asked for someone kind when we were in the alley. And you came. Tears filled Eli's eyes. He kissed their foreheads. Asterisk, and for the first time in years, felt whole. Final message, he had set out to take a shortcut home instead. He found two broken hearts, shivering, scared, and forgotten. Asterisk, and by opening his door, he opened a new life for them all. Asterisk, because sometimes family isn't born. Asterisk, it's found in alleys, in kindness, in late-night cocoa, and whispered prayers, and in one man's choice to not walk away.